I watched for the first time ever Matilda, and they don't make movies like they did in the 90s anymore. That is like, I watched it with all three of my kids, and there was a couple times I'm like, I looked at my wife, I'm like, hey, like, we gotta cover my daughter's eyes here. Like when the dude sits down in front of the chocolate cake, and she's like, oh, the principal's like, oh, you took a piece of my chocolate cake. No big deal, have another one. And he gets like all his eyes get as big as pastrami sandwiches. What is this thing? And then he scarfs it down, and then she gives him another piece and another piece and another piece. And I was like, this is probably PG in the 90s is like R in the 2025s. I mean, there's some stuff in that. It's wild, man. I mean, and then I was worried that when, what's her name? Miss Grimelda? Grimeldahide? What's that lady's name? Miss Trunchbull. I was worried that when Miss Trunchbull grabs a girl by her pigtails and yeets her, I'm like, my daughter's gonna think this is a real thing. So we just had to keep like covering eyes, man. Also, Danny DeVito used to be young, huh? Anyways, it's worth watching for sure. It's like I gave it some goodness. Back when they were made for kids, but parents could enjoy them too. I mean, I think I gave it 3.5 stars. Also, I felt like they cast the best part of the movie. Ooh, I think we missed. How do we get in there? Best part of the movie, Matilda has some absolute legendary one-liners. Like just, I was laughing really hard. My kids were like, that's not funny. I'm like, just wait, it will be. So the casting of Matilda and Miss Honey, 5 out of 5. If you haven't seen Matilda, I think it's 100% worth a watch. Also, I'm not gonna say where I saw it. But or where I first saw it. I saw that if you're a fan of the New York Mets, they had a special day at the park. Anyone else see that? It wasn't from Reddit. I actually saw it in a Discord. I'm not going to say what Discord I saw it in. Casual Yogurt, thank you for the 25 months. Appreciate it. Good to see you back. I just saw a clip, and it was like the announcers talking about the ball game. Then they flashed to the crowd, and there were a handful of individuals dressed up in fursuits. And then the commentary went like bizarrely quiet. I mean, you got to think, man, it was pretty hot in those suits. My wife manages a hotel that's going to host a furry convention soon. You told her you're going to need stories. Yo, do you think she's open to hopping in? My dad visited Pittsburgh last year during the furry convention. There's a sword fight in the hotel. I mean, that's pretty much any convention, right? I mean, look, I don't know a ton of everything I know about furries I know from Apollo. But outside of that, my only question is, before we pivot, is like in the furry community, there's not a lot of diversity in the way the eyes look in the suits. Like, how come there's no like SpongeBob-eyed furries, you know? It's like there's like a stamp. There's like a factory. They all come out of the same place. All right, anyways. I mean, that's my only question about it. It's all one art. Yeah, it's all one art style. Like, where's the 8-bit furries? Where's like the avant-garde ones? I'm serious, man. The Pittsburgh Pirates have the biggest furry convention because McCutcheon randomly tweeted out furries one time. That's wild. Like, if you just leave a book... I saw this TikTok the other day. Not on TikTok, but it was someone who had a Fallout bobblehead with I don't want to set the world on fire. And they opened up a can of peaches from a Fallout shelter that was 70 years old, and when they cracked it open, it was like peaches dipped in like motor oil, and it goes boom 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 boom. And I'm like, you know what? Someone really oversold the lifeline on those peaches, man. 70 years and a simple can. And it turns into motor oil. You know how much energy we're leaving on the table? We should be canning food and just burying it and opening it a year later, stuffing it into our cars. Bunga, 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 bunga. What do you mean, what? You need me to explain that again? We can power our cars with 70-year-old peaches. We should be putting peaches into our ground right now. No, this is not another flying car idea, okay? We should have gravity cars by now, though. Why not just power them with water? Because, I don't know if it's true or not. But theoretically, we used to have that technology in the 80s. Theoretically, I don't know if it's true. I'm not a conspiracist. I don't know. If you trust, ooh, what is that? If you trust the 1980s local news broadcast, then we had water tech. If you don't, then we don't have it. Hydrogen power cars exist, but they're very inefficient. I'm not talking hydrogen, I'm talking water. Doesn't he know H2O? Yeah, we don't need the extras. Dan, I have an age-appropriate question. What age is it okay for your kids to watch the movie Friday? Brother, I'm not going to tell you what your kids should be doing. That's up to you, brother. It feels, but I'll say this, man. Matilda at age 8, at least in this house, it was a fringe case. Snapping at the waiter. Whoa, Chad, this is mildly embarrassing, but I'll tell you anyway. So, took the family to a highfalutin restaurant this weekend. You may have heard of it, you may not have. It's called BW3's, also known as Buffalo Wild Wings. Had a great meal. It's a great place. They're usually like very wide open, so there's a lot of place for kids to kind of sprawl out, maybe watch some ball, little this, little of that. So anyways, it comes to get the bill. I take it. I'm like, oh, something about the bill looks off, no big deal. But I just it was like missing the area where you like sign it and where you write the tip in. So I just took the pencil and wrote it in, and then signed it, and then like we're leaving. And the guy comes running after me. I'm like, what? I gave him a pretty good tip. And he's like, sir, I never ran your bill. I go, what do you mean? I go, I signed it. He goes, you never gave me a credit card. And I go, oh, is that why I had to write in my signature panel? I was a little out of it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I was cooked. I was cooked. It wasn't a dine and dash. Hold on a second. Why in chat have you ever done that before? If you've ever just signed the check without giving your credit card. And in chat if no. I like something to hit my brain. Like, okay, something's not right, but whatever. You know. Big Brother star Breaking Bad by bullying Billy's bar. Like it's time for another Disney cruise. I think that would only increase the probability of that happening. If we're being honest. You've forgotten to sign? Well, that's totally different. I didn't forget to sign. I just didn't give him the methods on which to charge. I gave him the permission, but just not the access codes. Chat, I'm not trying to put a company on blast here, but I don't know what to do and I need your help. Every month, I didn't get wings, but I usually go medium. Every month, I get charged from Squarespace, but I don't have anything on Squarespace. And then you go to the website and there's no way to get to them. Like, how do you cancel it? Like, I don't have access. Like, I have no way. There's no humans. You can't call them. When you call them, they say, and then when I call the credit card company to cancel it, they say, oh, it's a valid charge. I'm like, valid for what? I do use Google DNS, but that's like $10 a year. And the charge is like $15 or something. Yeah, Decoy, will you handle? It's not a full website, it's just domains. There's a subscription section, the billing panel. So that's the thing, I log in and I don't have access to the charges. It's some rogue login. Oh, what's a dog doing over here? You think I let Dan manage the dang PAX domain? Wait, that's mommy's arms like in Spelunky. Awful time. Just so you know, I am reading everything you're saying. I don't want you to think I'm not. I'm very much reading everything. Chat, would it be BM if... So I've told you about when I... Probably like once a week. 1 out of the 5 days I drop my kids off for school, I'll see a custom... Chat, what's the famous Jeep called? The famous Jeep? The Jeep that hasn't changed in like 30 years? No, it's like the only Jeep that's good. Exclamation point platter, Kate. It's a Wrangler. So anyway, so like once a week I'll see this. It's like a custom Jeep. Custom meaning like the handles have all been taken off and replaced with aqua ones. And on the back, it's like probably half of the rear windshield is like scripted like stickers, you know, like live, laugh, love. But it says, they said to her, watch out for the storm. And then the next line is, she responded, I am the storm. And whenever I see that, I just go, ooh. If is taking a picture of that to show it with you BM if I block out the license plate. I feel like I have to take a. Is it why if I can take a picture of that to show you, and if no, that's about like that's the only thing I've really cringed at in real life. That feeling when you have to write a paragraph in your car to express your personality. I mean, be right back. I'm making a custom I Am the Storm t-shirt. No, like, man, I don't really like, if I see something like that, I normally just like don't think anything of it. I'm just like, oh, you know what? But sometimes when I see that, it makes me think you aren't really the storm. Because if you are the storm, you don't need to tell people you're the storm. You know what I mean? It's like when I see people in interviews saying like, oh, they're speaking of themselves like, oh, I'm the greatest Big Brother player of all time. Here's why, and here's why I don't get the respect that I deserve. And I just look at it, I'm like, some bumper stickers can be funny as long as they're like self-aware. If the bumper stickers are very serious, then it's like, what are we doing here? I Am the Storm is a great song. I mean, look, Stefan Code is in chat. Stefan, when are you performing Mrs. Grass live again? Hot girls hit curbs? What does that mean? Ryan Gary, man, you left some meat on the bone with this game, man. Look at the background, man. Looks like Mega Man. Also, I have a question for you, Ryan Gary. Not derailed. What is going on in your subreddit, man? I used to go there and get updated on the bits and banter. Now it's like every Reddit post is like an appalling question. Like, I can't believe NL did this, and then it leads into some like little brother joke. I missed the post like, does he not play games anymore? And then someone will go on like a 6-month analytic breakdown of why you don't play games anymore. It's so much better. But there's no content there. It's just people making like the same joke over and over again. Every content creator Discord is the discussion that the creator trends towards spotlighting the most annoying people. I mean, I got to sift through 10 jokes to get any content on the subreddit now. No way, will you beast? Ryan Gary, did you see the Mets game? Oh, never mind. Of course you did. What kind of people do content look for on a subreddit? I look for like funny jokes rehashed. He's in for 40 bags of ziti. I'm not gonna lie. I do like to read I like to read it. I don't like to watch it or be a part of it. I like to read a little bit of the drama. You know, like I like reading like. I'm gonna be honest, like. All he does is play bizarre. The reason why I'd like to read it, because I like to read the responses of the original poster getting roasted by someone well-adjusted on the Reddit comments. That's what I like. But I don't get to see that anymore. That's what I miss. Here's what I want. I want to go into a subreddit, read someone making fun of NL, and boom, the comments defend him. And the original post gets downvoted to oblivion. That's what I like, man. I'm not gonna lie. You can say whatever you want. You can say caught, but it's true. That's what I like. I like to read when someone not well-adjusted gets roasted by someone well-adjusted. Chat, this weekend, I just randomly put in Strawberry Fields Forever on the family ride home. And I was looking for the letters LSD, but it never showed up. What does Strawberry Fields Forever mean? I know, but there's nothing that. There's no acronyms to LSD in it. That's the wrong song. What's Strawberry Fields about then? What is Strawberry? Life is easy with your mouth closed and bum 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 bum. What does that mean? Life is easy with your eyes closed. Chat, wasn't Little Big Planet supposed to be the mascot for PlayStation? There's a little Beatles themed restaurant in Michigan that's called Strawberry Fields. What do they serve? UK slop? Sorry. UK is not known for its food, man. Right? Sorry, Brett. He's Scranton posting? What does this have to do with... Wait, where is the Beatles restaurant at? Maybe I'll take my mom there. I think my mom likes the Beatles. I mean, you gotta tell me, if they have a restaurant called Strawberry Fields, it's gotta have the best strawberry pie. New Baltimore, Chesterfield border. Is it good? Liverpool, I mean, yeah, Liverpool, like when I see people talk about like soccer in Liverpool, I'm like, why is it called that? Like Liverpool just sounds like Bloodwurst or something. John in Tennessee. That's what the Ryan Gary version says. John in Tennessee. It's like me pronouncing Alberta. All right, let's get this toast. Living is easy with mouths closed. What does that mean, man? Chad, does Ringo sing in any songs? Who sings the part living is easy with eyes closed? I've never heard this song Octopus Garden. Let me guess, it's not about octopuses or a garden. They were so far ahead of their time. Did David Bowie ever make any Beatles songs? I'm being serious though. Did he? I feel like he would have wrote some of them. Were they alive at the same time? Chad, what Beatles are alive? One of four? One of four are alive? Ringo's alive. Do Ringo and Paul ever hang out anymore? No. How would I know? I don't know that. You just Bartimus posted, right? They make art together every Thursday. They play Fortnite, no build. What, Chad? What if you played Fortnite against the Beatles and beat them, man? I'm serious, man. You know one of them is a Fortnite head. One of them has the OG Skull Trooper and the Crystal Lady skin. What do you think Paul McCartney does with this free time? I'm serious. Do you think he's playing pickleball? He's doing something. Like, you think, like, you put all these people on a pedestal, but they're just regular peeps, man. They're doing stuff. He's probably watching, like, The Sopranos or something for his third time with a watch through. And then maybe calls up Drea Di Matteo after episode 7. Ask her what she was thinking, because he has that kind of reach. Have I seen Ringo's MS Paint art? Is that a real thing? What do you mean, yes? Why is everyone saying all caps yes? Someone link me? Mods, pull that up on the overlay. It's a website called Ringo Starr Art. Like, is this real, or is this his website, or is this someone memeing? Living is easy with your eyes closed. When you paint and sell it. Who is that, man? Can we use that as an emote? Enter the gallery. He's been doing this for years? Your baby? How much, chat, how much is this? Bad Finger? Hitman. Old Man 2. Yo, he hit us with the Adobe Gradient on this. $1,500? Are you kidding me? Is it time? Look, I can't even hate, man. Do you have any sales numbers out here? You know there's Beatles fans that buy, like, one of everything. Handle with care. Wait, how come there's no 2025 art, chat? Where's the 2025 art? Look, he's gotten better. He's Caveman. Octopus Garden. Chat, I mean, just go back to the last time we did Break the Glass with Ryan Gary. What is art, man? We're talking about it. Oh, it all goes to charity. He's not banking the money. Right? What does 100% of the proceeds mean? What does proceeds mean? Does proceeds mean money after time accounted for, or just everything? Why would he need the money? I mean, he's probably, his royalties got sold to Michael Jackson. He's not making any royalties. Ringo Starr didn't have a 401k, man. Didn't Michael Jackson buy the Beatles music? Ringo Starr is not worth 500 million. You're telling me he's at Mr. Wonderful status? He's a Beatle? Not anymore, man. When's the last time they put out any slop music? You can't say he's a Beatle in all caps like that means anything in 2025, man. You got to think all their main fans are in the retirement home. Just being honest. Like, all right, let me ask this. If the Beatles did one more concert, why if you would go to it, and if no? Chat, there's no way Ringo Starr... Like, it can't be common knowledge that Ringo Starr is worth $500 million. Like, he was the drummer, man. The drummers don't make that much. Haven't you ever seen Fall Out Boy? The only guy that made any money was Pete Wentz. Comparing Fall Out Boy to the Beatles makes me want to scream. What do you mean? How many band members are in Fall Out Boy? How many are in the Beatles?
Let's go.
I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, just Beatles, they don't carry the weight today as they did in like the 70s, man. They just don't. That's okay. But like, putting the Beatles on a pedestal in 2025, what did they do? Invent electric guitars? Good. First people to have long hair on television? Cool. How did they change music? How did they change music? Guitar become electric, cat box. Because everyone in chat saying, oh, they changed music. I'm pulling up your Spotify. Last time you listened to a Beatles song, quarter to never ago. So like you're like art posting. You're like, oh, it's cinema. Let me have a sip of my IPA. You don't really like the Beatles. You just like the idea of the Beatles and feeling like well musically inclined. They created orchestral pop music. Okay. Derek, you created the roguelike. You don't see me hitting him with the Krispy Kremes every day. We wouldn't have Weezer without the Beatles. If you think for 1 second Weezer ever listened to the Beatles, any of those 4 members, now that you're talking transformative. That's transformative, man. No, like I think the Beatles are good, yes, for their time. But what have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? We just got done watching what Ringo's been doing. A whole lot of mutton. I'm serious. Like, I think you respect your elders, but you don't put your elders in front of like the modern day visionaries, you know? Good music is timeless, yes, but also, what have you done for me lately? How many times can you listen to Ricky Don't Lose That Number? It's good. I like it. Doesn't make Steely Dan any less bad, but at some point, where's the new? Pretending to be anti-intellectual. You're saying if you listen to the Beatles, you're an intellectual? Brother, it just means you're Woodstock pilled. It was a different time, bro, man. The mudslides were out of this world. It was transformative. No, I don't listen to new music, man. If you've ever turned on new music, you want to talk about slop, man. You want to talk about slop? I don't even know what it is anymore, man. I will say this past weekend, I was around some families, and I got past the aux cord at the campfire. Bro, I put on 90s pop. You never saw more parental faces light up in your life, man. When that Ace of Base hit, one of the moms came out. She's like, this is my jam. I'm like, I got this. You just got to know, man. Kate, what's the last Beatles song you listened to, Kate? If you can answer me that honestly, then you know what I'm saying is not bait. I don't listen to old music because you have good taste. So, Kate, so then you can't say the Beatles take is bait. Although I will say old music is the reason why I liked Ryan Gary. We were at some Airbnb playing board games or something, and I'm still kind of reeling from the, hey, thanks for the 5 cents, buddy clip. Then he knew Clips, and I said, all right, this guy's all right. Well, no, it wasn't Clips. It was Camp Low, Lucchini. That's when I'm like, all right, this guy's all right. But prior to that, the jury was out, man. So old music does serve a purpose. All right. I am probably the rare person from Michigan that doesn't care for Eminem. Slim Shady was great. Eminem, not so much. Isn't that the same person? Speaking of the same person, chat, I gave it the college try. Last night, I'm like, okay. Chat said watch Adaptation, and I'm trying to watch it, and it's like just this dude like spewing ASMR in the first 10 minutes. And then my wife wakes up in the middle of it, and she wakes up, and then there's like video of a baby being born. She's like, what are you watching? I'm like, I didn't put it on you, but I'm like, chat recommended it. So I'm going to give it, I got 24 more hours to watch it. And if that is John in Tennessee, chat, you're out of the movie business. All of chat recommended Adaptation. The choice was between The Rock and Adaptation. Oh, it wasn't The Rock. It was Con Air. I was thinking of Con Air because apparently you guys like Nicolas Cage, who's... I still don't get it, but hey. Dan, do I need to switch to? Yes. Are you going to ask for my real address like Papa J? I give you my real address and then magically the switch to disappears. Not liking Nicolas Cage makes sense for Dan. I buy that. Well, he's just not a good actor. That's what you like about him, that he's not good? He's hides. You like the character that he plays himself? I just have never seen him in a good movie. Or in the same regards, I've never seen him be good in a movie. So to me, it's one and the same. That's exactly it. What do you mean, Moyhead? I've never seen National Treasure. I only watch good movies.